What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're talking about 12, not 10, of my personal favorite coconut based fragrances. Now there's a wide variety of price brackets here, anywhere from the 30 some odd dollar price point up to a few $100s. So there's something for everyone here if you're looking to check out maybe some new tropical coconut based fragrances this particular summer. Now I'm not saying these are the only 12 worth checking out. These are just 12 that are some of my personal favorites that I would encourage you getting your nose on. So let's discuss, shall we? Stay tuned. Now this one, maybe not for everyone. I just got it. I literally just got it this week and did a first impressions. And you gotta like tuberose. It's a tuberose coconut bomb. It's the newest release from Xerjoff. It's Quattro Pizzi. And Quattro Pizzi definitely leans on the feminine side. This is extremely thick and creamy. Very robust. There's a little bit of fresh airiness to this with some citrus at the top. And there's other notes here, but when I say it is predominantly a creamy, thick, white floral, suntan lotion type of coconut fragrance, the combination of coconut and tuberose here just overtake this fragrance. This pearlescent white bottle is fitting because that's what we have here. Just white is the color that you'll think because of coconut and tuberose. Thick, creamy, a little soft and powdery, a touch of musk. Very tropical for what it is without having loads of fruits and things of that nature. Definitely leans feminine, but this is a very beautiful fragrance, I have to say. If you want a creamy, rich, lactonic-like coconut smell, again, you gotta like tuberose, which I happen to be quite the fan of. Picture, for those of you that have tried 1 Million Parfum, now that doesn't smell exactly like that. That's a much more playful, more designer twist. But the way the tuberose comes across to give it that suntan lotion like creamy white floral tuberose smell, you get that. You strip away kind of that bubblegum playful sweetness of 1 Million Parfum, because there is some sweetness here, but it's not like that. This is an elevated experience, don't get me wrong, but just to kind of paint a picture and walk you down kind of the path of where this profile goes, that's kind of the only thing I can really relate to it in some form or fashion. Again, this is far superior to it if you're looking for tuberose, but coconut, man, thick, creamy, lactonic, and sweet. Beautiful stuff, great performance. It's Xerjoff's Quattro Pizzi. Now this is one that's way more affordable. You can find this for around like $35-ish. There's another one based around coconut. It has a watery, aquatic type of feel to it. Some brightness, some freshness, some juicy fruit, citrus type of smell to it with a nice woody tone in the dry down. It's from Issey Miyake. This is Fusion d'Issey. And some of you are probably gonna ask, well, what about the Extreme? The Extreme is a warmer, more woody dominant take on this, where if this is the great daytime casual scent, I would say on your summer vacation or summer evenings out, if you love this profile, the Extreme would be an ideal choice for you because it's warmer and more woody dominant and would be great for summer evenings. It works fine during the day as well, but I think the enhanced freshness of the original makes it the ideal choice if you're just going to get one personally. Because performance is not a huge difference. This is a 5 or 6 hour fragrance. You maybe get another hour or two out of the Extreme. At least that's what I get. So I typically don't base anything around performance, but I know somebody will ask at some point. But man, this is some good stuff. Really, really good stuff. Highly underrated from Issey Miyake. That's just so cheap. And they don't remind me of everything else because it's not so much a heavy sunscreen smell. Like I said, I get more of a slightly salted coconut water type of smell out of this one. It's just beautiful fragrance that warrants a lot more attention than it actually gets. It deserves more. This is one I would strongly encourage you to check out. If you haven't gotten your nose on it, if you happen to like Issey Miyake, this is one you may have missed on. And if you're looking for coconut, check out Fusion d'Issey from Issey Miyake. Fruits, most notably things like guava. Oh man, is this good. Nice fleshy type of coconut smell, tropical. There's spices here. This is St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. From City Rhythm. 50% oil concentration, crazy longevity out of this fragrance. Super, super juicy fruit, sweet. Creamy tropical, does not have much in the range of the sunscreen smell. So I keep mentioning that because coconut A lot of the times when there's coconut dominance in a fragrance, it'll give a sunscreen smell. Not a ton of that here. If anything, more of a spray sunscreen than the actual lotion, because I don't get tons of creaminess out of this. It's not really a lactonic or milky like feel, but it's a sweet fruit spiced type of coconut guava. I believe there's pineapple in here as well. This is a gorgeous, super tropical island-like fragrance. Hell, it's based around the Virgin Islands. Niles killed it with this one. I'm a huge fan. This is my second favorite from the brand, with the natural bias of the New Orleans fragrance being my favorite, the boozy one from South Louisiana. So there's natural bias for that. But I mean, if he didn't have that fragrance, this would be my number one, because it's one of the best coconut-based tropical fragrances I've ever smelled with crazy performance. I mean, this stuff is loud, thick sillage, and lasts forever. Get a sample and try it. It's St. John from City Rhythm. This has gotten really cheap really fast, as you would expect with Lattafa. I think it's one of the better affordable releases to come out this year. It's an original from Lattafa. It's Asad Zanzibar. There was a stretch when it first came out when I was wearing it a lot. And as we roll into summer now, it's going to hit the rotation more and more. It's a saltwater coconut smell, a little bit of sunscreen. You get a soft, powdery nuance. There's a little bit of a synthetic iris here. Roasted tonka bean smell from the incense and vanilla combo in the dry down. Again, saltwater coconut. It's very much an aquatic meets a sweet powdery fragrance. Like it's in the realm of things like Beau, but it doesn't quite smell like it. Like I don't get the same level of citrus. Honestly, this doesn't come across as synthetic as a Beau EDT, but this is some really good stuff. You can get it in the $20 to $30 price point at this stage. I get great performance out of this one. I highly encourage checking this one out. It is an absolute hype beast when it came out this year. Now, I don't think it's some 10 out of 10 fragrance. I mean, there's very few only two I've ever felt that way about. But this is good stuff. I gotta say, I would highly encourage, if you're looking to just spend a little and get a lot for your money and you want some coconut, here you go. Lattafa's Asad Zanzibar. Beautiful white florals, coconut, citruses, fruits. It's a true tropical sunscreen fragrance. This very much smells like sunscreen, I have to say. With phenomenal performance, it does lean feminine. There's a lot of white florals here, jasmine, things like that. It's Mancera Holidays. Now, admittedly, one that I got not long ago. I say not long ago, it's been a while. But I'm exclusively wearing this on beach days. So I'll never go through the bottle because I do live at the beach. So stuff like this is very situational for me. You don't have to only wear it to the beach. I'm just choosing to do that because it's the right vibe. This scent profile totally nails it. If you like fragrances like Eau de Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford, Beach Walk from Maison Margiela, fragrances like that, they all kind of share a strong similarity to one another. They're not exactly the same fragrance. Some of them closer than others to each other, but they all have that same, white floral, coconut, fresh fruit profile. And this one nails it down. Quality here is decent. It's not overly synthetic. Entry-level niche. Basically how you can look at it with, solid 8+ hours in longevity. And I mean well beyond that. It's loud. It leans feminine. But fellas, if you like tropical sunscreen like coconuts, you don't mind florals, which I quite enjoy, you'll probably like this. Ladies, absolutely. Yeah, perfectly unisex. Beautiful fragrance is Mancera's Holidays. We mentioned its original Eau de Toilette a moment ago, but for me, my personal favorite from Beau is Beau Le Parfum, Jean-Paul Gaultier. Beautiful synthetic fragrance. It's beautifully synthetic and sweet, powdery, a little green and aromatic, tropical. You get bergamot, coconut, pineapple, cypress, iris, powdery tonka bean for your sweetness. I'm such a fan of this. This is my favorite Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrance. Out of all the Le Mals, I got all three of the Scandal fragrances right here. I don't have everything Jean-Paul Gaultier's put out, but I got a good bit at this point, and this is hands down my favorite fragrance from them. Fingers crossed, the next Beau flanker is Beau Elixir, which is what I was hoping Paradise Garden would have been, but I love Paradise Garden. That's this year's release, for those of you not familiar. That's more of a ginger green take on this profile, whereas this is super tropics. It really is super tropical, sweet, very, very sweet fragrance. A little cloying because it is sharp and synthetic. Very unnatural smelling fragrance, but out in the air, this is an absolute stunner. Beast of a performer on my skin. I went through about 4 or 5 ml out of a 10 ml decant before I finally was able to source a bottle about a year and a half, maybe close to 2 years ago. and nothing's changed. My love for this fragrance hasn't wavered. Videos like this, as long as this is widely available, and when I say widely available, it's still hard to find, being sold in the marketplace, as long as it's not discontinued, I'll continue to recommend this anytime we revamp this list. We talk tropical, we talk summer, and especially when we talk coconut. On this channel, we'll be talking Le Beau Parfum. Now, this was a limited edition summer release for last year, but bottles are still popping up for decent prices from people. This is a beautiful, like, citron sharp lemon. I think it's actually lemon essence is what they listed as. Salted coconut, watery aquatic. This is such a beach vibe. It's Boss Bottled Pacific. This is such a beach fragrance. This is the one you take on vacation with you. This is those hot summer days when you want to relax a little bit and transport your mind to being on vacation, even if you're at work, because this is just a happy, mood boosting, hot day type of fragrance. It's so good. Probably the best fresh Boss Bottled flanker they've ever put out. And they put a ton of them out. Tonic's really good. I'm trying to think of a few other ones. Boss Bottled Night, which is actually a very fresh fragrance. It's always pretty good. Boss Bottled Sport, solid fragrance. I mean, the list goes on. Unlimited, beautiful fragrance if you like minty pineapple. But this, they gave their best foot forward with a coconut fragrance, in my opinion, that smells nothing like the namesake, nothing like Boss Bottled. Just judge it as an individual. The bottle is gorgeous. I love this shade of blue. But the most important thing is the way it smells. Again, bright, juicy, sharp, lemon, citron type of smell. Saltwater coconut. It's that simple. It's a simple fragrance. It's straightforward. It's very linear. It's decently performing 6-7 hours, surprisingly, for as fresh as it is. It's just such a beach vibe. It's such a good saltwater coconut fragrance. It's Boss Bottled Pacific. The ultimate pina colada fragrance. This is the most powerful fragrance in this video. This will choke you out. It's done it to me. 4 sprays will choke you out, I promise, with Cocktails and Catamarans from Scent Journey Fragrances. This is their original bottle. The bottles now have a plaque with like metal with ceramic and everything. Like, they're beautiful now, but this is the original bottle. This stuff's crazy strong, and Broxton really boosts it, but you have a pina colada accord, pineapple, all kinds of fruits. You have coconut, I forgot what else. Very complex marine notes. It's super watery. It smells like an actual blended pina colada iced beverage. You know, it's so good. So good. It's still their best fragrance. They got like 7 or 8 fragrances at this point. They continue to put out good stuff. They're based here in Florida. It's all about that laid back tropical coastline beach life. Great indie house, phenomenal indie house. But to me, this is still their best fragrance. Their debut release is still the way to go. It's still one of the best coconut fragrances I've ever smelled. If you like the smell of pina colada, you've heard pina colada with fragrances many times. Not always sunscreen. Sometimes it's pina colada, because that's another coconut heavy aroma. This is pina colada, just a beast of a pina colada fragrance. Scent Journey Fragrance, Cocktails and Catamarans. Zesty lime, creamy coconut, 91% natural ingredients used. They even show it on the label. I love that they do this with Atelier Cologne. This is one of the best. This is my favorite fragrance from the brand that I've tried too. This is Pacific Lime. You're looking at maybe 4-5 hours of longevity. It's a pure parfum, but it's naturals. They don't last. They have to crank the concentration up. It does not lack freshness. It is a beautiful fragrance. It smells like a peppered lime, creamy coconut that doesn't give sunscreen feel. It manages to have a creaminess but still have a coconut water smell at the same time. It's kind of weird. It sounds contradictory, but it works. It really does work. This is such a great fragrance. If I was to recommend just one under $100 niche coconut fragrance, because they got several. I mean, Holidays is one we looked at. What's another one? Cocktails and Catamarans is $99, so technically under $100. They're beautiful, but the natural nature of this, the authenticity of the smell is what makes this one special, because scent and wearing experience are always top of the list for me. This could be an hour. Would it be a disappointment in an hour? Yes. But every hour when I want to wear this, I would spray the damn thing again to relive it, because it smells that good. Highly, highly, highly recommend getting your nose on this. It's lime and coconut and spices. There's other notes, but it's that simple. It's Atelier Cologne's Pacific Lime. A vibrant bowl of fresh tropical fruits. Like, you ever go to those restaurants and you can order the fruit bowl as a side or an appetizer or just a treat of some sort? This is pineapple, red currant, coconut. There's a lot of things going on here, but the thing that really gives life to this opening, the cardamom adds vibrance without making it too spicy. It is signature CocoLoco from Zaharoff, the festive fragrance that is CocoLoco, based around Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. It's a themed fragrance. This is such a great option. It is a little heavier than you would think for what it is, but it is a vibrant, tropical, fruity coconut fragrance. A little bit of woods, some vanillic-like sweetness as it dries, nice and musky. The woods here are on the blonde side of things. It's not a real oriental, heavy, resinous type of fragrance, though you do have a little bit of resins in here based around the signature Parfum DNA. Above average performance is another one, 8+ hours longevity. It is on the stronger side with sillage. Like I said, for what it is, for being a tropical fragrance, it's got some density to it, so the aroma here is on the thicker side when it comes to the sillage, but oh, so good. This had to be here. Get a sample and try this one. It's Zaharoff's signature CocoLoco. Now, admittedly, at first, I didn't get much coconut when this was fresh. And this was a fresh bottle. And I never really got much coconut from its previous versions, Oligarch Parfum and Oligarch EDP. Some of you know immediately what I'm talking about. But Roja Parfum's Isola Blue, one of the only 2 fragrances I've ever given a 10 out of 10 to. I'm so scarce with this. I love it so much, I hardly ever wear it. I hold it in such high regard. It's weird, I know. It's just such a special fragrance to me. This is the one that I sprayed out of everything when I was gathering these fragrances for this video last night. And I get so much more coconut than I used to. I get a beautiful sweet meets green citrus smell, very thick citrus, and I get this radiance from the coconut note that's in here that just matured over time, because I always thought it was like, man, I don't get any coconut. Seeing that in the note sounds great, but I never get any. And over time, I guess it matured and macerated to a point to where it just livens up the fragrance. And I get this radiant, like, it's not necessarily like the fleshiness of the coconut, more like the outer shell. I don't even know what that's called. The outer portion of the coconut. Because it's not so much a lactonic creaminess. It's not so much a coconut water type of smell. It's almost like a coconut wood type of smell. That sounds weird, right? But some of you may know exactly where I'm coming from. I'm trying to articulate my thoughts the best I can. Performance on this one, phenomenal longevity, especially since it's had time to sit for a while now, well over a year. I mean, it kept pumping and pumping off my hand last night. I woke up this morning with it still going. It's still faintly there. I get a little bit of musk and some woods. But complex, beautiful, high-level versatility. Again, surprised me over time how the coconut developed and evolved in this fragrance. But man, coconut or not, you should try this fragrance. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's one of my only 2 10 out of 10s. It's Roja Parfum's Isola Blue. And I would like to formally call this the bar. This is, I've stated it publicly before, and I will say it here in this video now. This is the coconut fragrance that all coconut fragrances follow. They want their own version of this. Just like every brand makes their Aventus. When you're making a coconut fragrance, whether it was your intention or not, I look at it as you're making your Virgin Island water. I don't care who agrees with me with any pick ever, honestly. My opinion is my opinion, but when it comes to this, this is the ultimate tropical coconut fragrance. This is another pina colada type fragrance without smelling exactly like one another. There's nuance similar here, but this is a boozy fragrance, very boozy. A lot of warm rum. I get this sugary sweetness to the lime. Man, is this good. A touch of florals. The coconut here is nice and creamy. Man, this is the ultimate. It really is. This is the ultimate. And as I look through this, it's the most, hands down, the most expensive fragrance in this video. But God, I smell it in here. But it's the best fragrance in this video for this topic. I'm going to feature it every time I ever talk about a coconut list. It's going to be in there. Spoiler alert. You should try this. Even if you never get a bottle, even if you end up hating it, you should still try it to get the olfactive experience, to just understand why this is so beloved. It's not just me. This is beloved. Perfectly unisex. Everybody can enjoy this. This, in my opinion, is the standard. It is the bar. It's the measuring stick when it comes to coconut excellence in perfumery. I gotta give it to Creed. I have to. People can say whatever they want about performance, watering it down, buyouts. I don't want to hear none of that, because this fragrance is phenomenal. And I actually get really good performance out of this. I do. I get every bit of 8 or 9 hours longevity out of this, and it's actually really strong for about 2 hours. Maybe it's me. I don't know. But the best coconut fragrance ever, in my opinion, Creed's Virgin Island Water. That's my 12 picks. Is that the only 12 that are great coconut fragrances? Hell no. We could have did another 10, 15, 20, maybe. We definitely could have did another 10 though. There's some good ones out there. I quite enjoy the coconut fragrances, and there was a time when I couldn't stand coconut. Sometimes a bad experience can ruin it for you. Guess 1981 Indigo. Looking at You. I didn't like that. It made me nauseous. I had to get rid of it. I wouldn't touch coconut fragrances for a few years. Now, love them. Love them. I'll try to have links down below for everything if you want to check some of these out. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What's some of your favorite coconut fragrances? Did I feature one of yours? Is there some that you feel are omitted that, are personal favorites of yours? Sound off down below. Until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of the ones discussed in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.